all hear me, yeah? Don't worry if you can't see me because I'm not 5 foot yet. So as long as you can hear me, that's okay. So thanks, Scott. As he's already said, my name's Lisa Holland and I'm from Diabetes UK. So there is actually 2 of us from Diabetes UK that work in this region. There's my colleague Rachel Martin, who many of you might already know because she used to work this patch before. She now looks after the North Yorkshire side of things in this health and care partnership. And there's myself, and I look after the East Riding and the Hull side of the footprint. So we're here today and our titles, snazzy titles of Health Systems Engagement Team. So I am a manager and Rachel is the Health Systems Engagement Lead for the area. So our job primarily is to engage with primary care, secondary care, be that conduit between ourselves, yourselves who are the service delivery, and also patients. And I'll go a bit about how we do that in our next few slides. So what support can we help you? Because that's primarily why we're here today. So the first thing that we've got is our education tools for our healthcare professionals that are on the website. So when you go onto diabetes.org.uk, the first thing you'll see on the top left-hand corner of the screen is a tab that says Professionals. And if you click on that tab, that's where the gateway for all this information and support is there for you. So the first thing is our education and CPD modules. So we have free online training modules that are accredited by the Royal College of Nursing. The ones that we have available at the moment is Understanding Diabetes, Type 2 Diabetes in Remission, and Diabetes and Emotional Health. Now these modules are 90 minutes long, so they don't take long at all. You can dip in and out of them as you please. And they really are a fantastic way of just bringing yourself back up, up to skill, give you a bit of a refresh, a bit of an update. The Understanding Diabetes module has actually been really useful and has been successfully used by healthcare assistants, and also quite a few practices have had their receptionists do it as well. That helps when they're triaging calls if they've got a little bit of background knowledge of what diabetes is, what concerns people may have. So it helps them when they're sort of triaging calls and things like that. We are coming up soon. I'm excited to tell you that we, in the next few weeks, there'll be a new module which is going to concentrate on diabetes and wearable technology, which will be really useful for when the implementation of the NICE guidelines come in for CGMs. And we're also bringing in, by October, diabetes care and treatments. So there are our CPD modules, and like I say, they can be found very easily on our website. We also have our Diabetes UK Professional Conference that we have every year, and I'm so excited to say that after the pandemic, we are going back to face-to-face. We had, over the last few years, it had to be online. That's going to be from the 26th to the 28th of April, and it's going to be in Liverpool. The difference of this year's professional conference is that on the last day, there's actually going to be a primary care course, which is going to go over the essentials of diabetes care, and that's going to be on the Friday. So if you can only make it one day, I would suggest you do it on the Friday and you can get involved with that primary care course. Information for that, again, is on our website on the professional pages. There is a fee, but if you're already a Diabetes UK professional member, then you get a reduced cost. All those details again are on our website. We also have leadership development programs that we do. There's our Discovering Leadership, and that's anybody who's wanting to drive impact and real change for people living with diabetes. It's a 5-month program. and it's about 4 hours on average per fortnight. We are looking at reviewing that very soon to make sure that it has the inclusion of people living with diabetes on that course. So it is evolving all the time, but it's something that I would really recommend for you to have a look at. We also have our clinical champions, and that's for any healthcare professional who is already in a leadership role but wanting to develop it further. And that is a 2-year programme, and it has won an award. What we've also got on our website is we've got lots of tools and resources. We've got information about other courses, on there as well, that other partners, maybe some professional partners are on there. So again, if you just have a look on our website, you'll find all that information that you need. We've also got various toolkits and tools that were available on our website that you can use. The big one is our information prescriptions. I don't know if anybody uses information prescriptions or are aware of them. Yeah? Yeah, great. So they're a really easy tool to support conversations in consultations. They're an easy read. They cover loads of different topics. They're available on EMIS, Vision and System 1, or you can just download them as and when. The beauty of the information prescriptions is it's a goal setting tool that you can print off and actually give to your patient, and then they can take it away with them. So it'll have it'll have notes on there that you've put into your conversation. It'll have background information. It has links sort of where to go on our website if a patient wants to have know more information, and then there's a goal setting bit at the bottom as well. So it's a fantastic tool for them to go away and for them to actually action after the conversation you've had with them. And like I say, it covers lots of things. So there's HbA1c, cholesterol, blood pressure, type 2 remission, emotions and moods, foot care and kidney disease, and contraception and pregnancy. So there's we've covered all bases. They're also going to be refreshed as well very soon. We've got a team working on it, so watch this space. Hopefully there will be more impactful and better easy to read. We've also got our patient information leaflets, which I'll talk about a bit later in the next slide. We've also got a shared practice library on our website, which shows lots of good practice to help improve care from all over. There's our membership, as I spoke to before. It's £38 by direct debit. With that, you receive a quarterly update magazine. You get the reduced conference fee that I mentioned before, and you also get discounted fees on some of our diabetes items on our shop, and you also get a Balance magazine and some e-news. What we do as Team North, Diabetes UK Team North, is that we also provide a monthly update which pulls all together all the information that Diabetes UK have. If we've changed any patient information resources, we let you know that. If there's a new webinar that's coming up that might be beneficial to your patients, we'll let you know about that. And it's like I say, it comes every month. It's myself and my colleague Rachel who writes it. And if you'd like to be included in that email, let me know. In the corner next door, in the blue corner. Come and let me know, and I'll add you to my mailing list. So this is just a few of our free resources that are available on our shop, and they're updated all the time. We are currently, after listening to some of the feedback that we've had from people living with diabetes, they wanted our huge big tomes to be reduced down in size. So we are working through all the resources for them to be either A5 or smaller. That means they can be discreetly put in most handbags and rucksacks without too much problem. And they cover everything and all kinds of areas of diabetes care. They are free to order to a degree. Where we find there is a cost is when people order huge amounts, and then there will be a delivery cost on top of that. But because we're updating them regularly, we always say to people, if you want to order, volume, order small quantities, but order them frequently and often. And that way you can ensure that you're giving to your patients the most up-to-date and relevant information. So I'm just going to give you some bit of information now about what we do to support people living with diabetes and how you can signpost them. We understand that on average, somebody living with diabetes only actually has 3 hours face-to-face conversations with a healthcare professional per annum. And after that, they're on their own. So we've got a suite of support and resources for patients that you can signpost them to in that meantime. So the first thing is our helpline. Our helpline is manned by specially trained counsellors where people can get advice and support. It is manned, it's not 24 hours, it's Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays too. I think Saturdays it's just in the mornings, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We can also have a translator service on there, so if English isn't their first language, we use Language Line, so if we do have that service as well. And also the same trained counsellors work on that email, which is helpline@diabetes.org.uk, our email service, because we find sometimes it's 3 o'clock in the morning when somebody can't sleep, when they've got this burning question. If they email it, pop it on there, then somebody gets back to them within 24 hours with an answer. So there's that. We've also got our Learning Zone, which isn't structured education, but it's a fantastic tool to get somebody through that, to give them that information. What's so special about our Learning Zone is that when somebody goes on it, they have to put in their details about their actual diabetes diagnosis and where they are. So it's whether they have to put in if they're male, if they're female, if they've got type 1, type 2, how long they've had it, things like that. The reason for that is that the information that they will then receive will be specific to their experience. So it stops any Dr. Google, and it stops people going down any sort of, Google rabbit holes. So the information that they receive will be pertinent to their experience. It's won an award. It's a fantastic tool, and it can be accessed at any time. So if somebody's newly diagnosed, if somebody's lived with diabetes for a long time, if somebody's just hit a wall and they're just not quite sure, or even we also advise it to parents, to carers, to partners who want to support their partner with diabetes. So you can do it specifically for that, and it works quite well. As all organisations, we're all over social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're dipping our toe into Instagram. Watch this space. That's coming at the end of the month, I believe. But what we also have is a friendly Facebook group specifically for the north of England. It's called Diabetes UK Chat, Your Friends in the North. We set this up in the pandemic when everything shut down and people felt very, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite isolated, because not only could they not see a healthcare professional, their Diabetes UK support groups had finished, had closed them. So people felt very, very isolated. So we created this friendly group. And it is for people living with diabetes, supporting other people living with diabetes. Type 1, type 2, we've got parents, we've got carers, we've got young people with type 1 on there as well. And basically, it's where people share what they're going, their successes, if they're worried about where they are with their HbA1c, or if their Freestyle Libre is bleeping uncontrollably and they don't understand why. All those kinds of things, people pop on there and they get support, that lived with experience, guiding them, supporting them. It's a fantastic community. It is moderated, so don't panic. But it's also a fantastic platform where we've had dietitians put notices on there. We've had other organisations like the eye screening service. They put notices on there to anything that helps support the diabetes community in the North. And we've also got our Diabetes UK support forum. Again, that's a 24/7 help and support, and it's a community online that supports people with diabetes. And all that information can be found again on our website. We also like to be the voice for people working with in the diabetes world, and also for people living with diabetes. So we campaign vigorously, and our biggest campaign at the moment is our Diabetes Serious campaign. We take people's experiences and we lobby them at Parliament, and I believe we have an event booked in June again, where we've invited every single MP in the north of England to come and meet us. In Westminster, we're taking 10 people from the area living with diabetes to explain to them, what it's actually like, how they're feeling, how cuts in services, how it's affected them, and trying to push the decision makers to change their minds and give us diabetes a little bit more money. Well, a lot more money. So that is our campaign that is happening in June, in our Diabetes is Serious campaign. We launched a survey back in autumn of last year where we were gaining people's experiences, and when that has been published, I will circulate it out to people who would like to have a copy. We also have our Diabetes Tech Can't Wait campaign, which is going to start this summer, and we're campaigning nationally and locally to ensure that people who are eligible for access get the right diabetes tech for them. And like I say, that will be launching at the end of June, July of this year, and more information will come out soon. But also we're here to provide advocacy. I can never say that word, I'm so sorry. It's up on the screen, you know what I'm trying to say. We do provide that help and support as well, and it's something that we really encourage people to come and speak to Diabetes UK, because if we can help, we will help. Just for example, Paul Scott, I have bent Paul Scott's ear for the last couple of months on a couple of issues that have come up recently, where people who may not have received the exact care that they required due to certain circumstances, they've fallen through the cracks, they're not on one specific treatment pathway. When that happens and I get to know about it, I can speak to Scott. Scott brings the right people and we have a roundtable discussion. No blame is ever appointed. What we try and do is try and figure out the best care that we can provide that individual that will help them through their needs. So so that is what we're here for, and that is what we can do. That's a whistle-stop tour of what we provide. Like I say, I'm here all day. I'm in the blue corner in the next room. Come and see me, and if there's anything I can do, just let me know. Thank you.